Welcome back guys, a playable demo of XeSS is now available on Steam Store. In this video I'll be testing it on my Rog Ally running on Windows 11. It's an upcoming action adventure game which is set to be released for Windows platform on 4th September 2025. In this game we play as a soldier named Remy who fights against supernatural beings named Hollow Walkers. In the demo we are tasked with finding clues about our parents. Our progress in the demo won't get carried over to the full game. The game takes place in a semi-open world. It does not feature waypoints, quest logs and map markers. The key to finding our objective is to listen carefully to Remy's conversation with other non-playable characters in the game world. Now I've already done my testing on Rog Ally. The game uses Unreal Engine 5 but does not exhibit excessive stuttering. Just a few hiccups whenever you enter any new area. Performance stabilizes soon. It officially supports DLSS 4, FSR 3.1 and XeSS 2, both upscaling and frame generation. But I was not able to combine XeSS upscaler with FSR frame generation. I observed higher than usual latency in this game, even without enabling FSR frame generation. So I used DLSS Enabler Mod to activate FSR frame generation, XeSS 2 upscaler and AntiLag 2. Everything worked very nicely, and AntiLag 2 helped in cutting down the latency by around 30 to 40 milliseconds on Rog Ally. I will demonstrate this in the later part of the video. First I'll run the game without any mods installed, show you the base game performance, adrenaline settings for the game, FreeSync, VSync and AntiLag settings enabled. For this game I've set the UMA buffer size to 6 GB, my Ally is running on BIOS version 3.1. I've installed Ally's latest official GPU driver that added support for Doom the Dark Ages. Using a 27 watts manual profile, all 3 power values set at 27 watts, 900p resolution CPU boost disabled, connected my 8-bit to Ultimate 2C controller to Ally via 2.4 GHz wireless mode. Launch the game. In-game settings. First I'll run the game at 900p resolution, screen mode full screen. Everything set to low. VSync off. We have access to reflex, it's not going to work on an AMD based GPU. No FPS cap applied. I'll just use FSR 3 upscaler using its quality preset. Frame generation disabled for the time being. If I enable XeSS upscaler, I lose access to FSR frame generation. See, setting got grayed out, so the upscaler is not decoupled from FSR frame generation. Stick with FSR 3's quality preset. Using custom Afterburner overlay to show you the performance metrics. We are in. First I'll highlight the image quality difference between FSR 3.1 and XeSS 2 upscalers. It's raining, the ground is wet. I'll just move the camera slowly. Observe the ground here. Yeah, FSR 3 upscaler is making the wet ground look a bit pixelated. See? I've seen this issue in Robocop as well, Rogue City. FPS is close to 40. Look at that pixelation. Foliage is producing texture shimmering effect. This is very disappointing. Another game whose image quality is butchered by FSR upscaler. I'll just switch to XeSS 2 upscaler now. FSR 3 off. XeSS set to ultra quality preset, which is roughly equal to the quality preset of FSR upscaler. Resume the game from the same spot. FPS is close to 38. I'll just move the camera slowly. Observe the wet ground and the foliage around me. Yeah, as you can see, that shimmering effect has been considerably reduced by XeSS upscaler. FSR upscaler struggles a lot when it comes to rendering wet ground properly. Still haven't fixed this issue with FSR 3.1.4. So I would not recommend using FSR 3.1 upscaler in this game. And using FSR mod, we will be able to combine XeSS version 2 upscaler with FSR frame generation. For the time being, I'll just switch to FSR upscaler and enable FSR frame generation. XeSS disabled, FSR set to quality, frame generation on. Resume the game. Yeah, FPS increased to around 60. I can observe the added amount of smoothness, but I am also observing some noticeable latency. FPS is variable 50 to 60. Stuttering is not an issue, keep an eye on the 1% low. Frame pacing graph, a flat line. Look at that latency. I'm observing some ghosting around my character model. See, I'll just switch to the medium preset. Why not? Hitting the GPU bottleneck here. No stuttering. Quality preset set to medium with post processing set to low. That's it. Resume the game. FPS is within a range of 50 to 60. Game is definitely playable with some noticeable latency. I'll just drop the resolution to 720p now. Yeah, Ally is struggling to maintain a steady 60 FPS with these settings. GPU is the limiting factor. Look at the shimmering effect. Background. Resolution set to 720p. Apply. Dropping the resolution to 720p will help in reducing the GPU load, improve the performance and latency. 60 to 70 FPS now, not bad at all. 720p resolution, medium settings, FSR frame generation on. Decent combo on Ally. Yeah, I need to destroy the haze first before doing any damage to the humanoid. It's not going to be easy. Dodge. Block the attack. Latency is not a problem here, but it's definitely noticeable. Took out the humanoid. Okay, now I'll show you how to install DLSS Enabler Mod. We'll be using the trunk build of DLSS Enabler. You can download it for free from DLSS Enabler's GitHub page. I'll give its link in the description. Scroll down until you find the asset section, expand it, click on the .exe link here. I'll show you the directory where you need to install DLSS Enabler. Select the game in your Steam library, right click, manage, click on browse local files. Open XeSS folder. Open binaries folder. Open Win64 folder. Copy this directory from here. Need to install DLSS Enabler here. Now just run DLSS Enabler setup file. There it is. Double click. Check this option. I accept the agreement. Next. Paste the game directory here. Next. Check this option. Install as a version.dll file. Check this option. Enable support for AMD and Intel GPUs. Check this option. Install Optiscaler 0.6. I'll be using Nukem 9's mod to replace the in-game DLSS frame generation implementation with FSR frame generation. Won't be using Optiscaler FSR frame generation. Mod also install fake NV API that replaces the in-game reflex implementation with AntiLag 2. Next, install. Wait for the process to complete. There you go. Uncheck this option. Click on finish. Now open the game directory where you install DLSS Enabler. XeSS folder, binaries folder, Win64 folder. In this directory, look for a file name nvngx.ini. There it is. Open it. From here, just set generator to FSR 3.1. Scroll down until you find a line named DX12 Upscaler. There it is. Under Upscaler section, just set it to XeSS. Click on File, click on Save. That's it. Adrenaline settings for the game. FreeSync and VSync enabled. Disable AntiLag from here as we will be using mod AntiLag 2. Launch the game. In-game settings. Resolution set to 720p. Everything set to medium except for post processing. It's set to low. VSync off. No FPS cap applied. We need to enable DLSS upscaler. First disable FSR upscaler and frame generation. And now we have access to DLSS. And just set it to quality. Run the game with DLSS frame generation on. Mod FSR frame generation. Okay, we need to restart the game in order to apply the change. After restarting the game, just set DLSS frame generation to auto. Then set it back to on. For DLSS super resolution, change its value as well. My current value is quality, so I'll just change it to balance. Go back to quality. For some reason, these steps enable mod FSR frame generation and activate Optiscaler mod. Not sure why. Here we are in. Open Optiscaler menu by pressing the insert keyword key. There you go. From this drop down bar, make sure XeSS is selected. Version show here is incorrect. Don't worry, it's XeSS version 2. Make sure auto export setting is on. Save the settings. Click on save INI. Close. I'll enable AntiLag 2's latency monitor by pressing its hotkey combo Alt Shift and L. Keep pressing the hotkey combo to cycle through the different display options. AntiLag 2 is working. Check out the image quality. Move the camera slowly. Yeah, shimmering effect is not produced. Oh my god, look at that improvement in latency. This is amazing. Latency value is close to 38 milliseconds here, 38 to 40 milliseconds. I'll just disable AntiLag 2 by holding the right control keyboard key. Look at that increase in latency. Oh my god. Latency value increased from around 37 milliseconds to 87 milliseconds, roughly a 50 milliseconds increase in latency. This is just insane. Now I'll show you some combat. Here's the humanoid, the haze. Target the haze first. That was a creepy laugh. Oh no, I'm out of stamina. Stunned it. Stun. 70 to 80 FPS. I'll go deep into the forest. More humanoids. RAM usage close to 5.4 GB. Okay, I'll use my drone to distract a humanoid. Again, getting a very stable performance. Game is not stuttering during combat. It's a good experience on Rog Ally. It's a shame that the game does not officially support AntiLag 2, but you can use DLSS Enabler to activate it. That was a perfect parry. Input delay is not a problem. You just need to press the L1 key right before an enemy's attack lands.